All right, guys. Here we go. It's a video from Dantavius. I was chatting with him. He's a cool guy. I remember him from TikTok. We were chatting a little bit. And he said, hey, I'm coming out with this new Sneako video. You should take a look at it. I said, absolutely. Anything for content. I'll do anything for content. I'll do anything. I'm just kidding. But I was like, yeah, it sounds interesting. And what interests me about it more than anything else is it's a more of a focus on his course, which is something I've never seen anybody cover. I just haven't seen it. I don't know if anybody has done it. And so, like, that's why I'm interested. Outside of that, I don't really care too much about what's going on with Sneako anymore. I feel like we've talked about it a lot. But it has to do with his course, so I'm kind of interested in that. So we're going to give it the old watch. We're going to give it the old watch.
It's time to stop scrolling and start monetizing.
I think the reason so many scum buckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid fucking courses over and over, thinking there's some fucking magic formula.
Let's get this.
Gary V speaking truth? Wait a minute, Gary. Gerald, how are you the one speaking truth? Because here's the thing. Here's the part about Gary V speaking the truth that's a little bizarre to me, okay? This.
On this episode, I have my dad join me.
That's it. I don't understand that. But hey, you know, what are you speaking facts though?
Bread, bro.
The reason so many scum buckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid fucking courses.
Back in the day, when you asked a child what they wanted to be when they grow up, they would say something like
fireman,
astronaut,
yes,
fireman, gynecologist. Okay, maybe that last.
You could have used. Wait, why didn't you? What's this guy's name again?
They would say
that's
something
Dantavius,
like astronaut.
But like Johnny Sins, well, you could have used every single picture of Johnny Sins. That's like a doctor, an astronaut, like a firefighter. This. I feel like you could look that up and you could find anything. Let's see, Johnny Sins firefighter. Ooh. See, there's one right on here. I have it on my screen. I feel uncomfortable showing it to you. Oh wait, I could show that. I could show that. You could have done that. Come on, you missed an opportunity.
Not fireman, gynecologist.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that last one was just me. But times have changed. Today, if
you know what's interesting though, and the women in the chat, you guys can agree or disagree with me, but I guarantee you're gonna agree with me. Men make better gynecologists. Okay? And the reason why, okay, and this is just what I hear from women, is that women are too rough down there. Women gynecologists are a little too rough down there. They're a little too, they're like, you can handle it. You can handle this. Meanwhile, the guys are like, oh, we've got to treat delicate, you know, it's like they hold it up, you know? It's true. It's true. It is very true. And you know this. And I know people will be like, it's kind of weird that a guy wants to be a gynecologist. But hey, listen, you know, they're a little nicer. You know? It's just like women nurses are better when it comes to putting a catheter up there. You know what I'm saying? They're gentler. That's all it is.
If you ask a kid what they want to be, they'll most likely say a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer.
Really? I said a firefighter or a Jedi.
With kids. Once you reach adulthood, you quickly realize that life kind of sucks. Spending 8 hours a day in an artificially lit building, working for a faceless corporation that doesn't give a shit about you, only to come home and feel like you've accomplished absolutely nothing, is a sad reality for many people.
Absolutely.
And when you finally get home after...
Listen, I think a lot of this has to do with the lack of availability of jobs and the fact that jobs are paying less and less year by year. A lot of this has to do with technology displacing jobs and driving down wages. Not to get too serious, but we obviously need some kind of way to subsidize the fact that these jobs are disappearing and we're getting paid less for these jobs. And so what we need to do is turn towards some kind of like a universal basic income or a negative income tax. Not going to go into the specifics. However, what I can tell you is you have a little bit of a level of control over how successful you'll be within this minefield that we exist in right now. And your best bet as a young person is to gravitate towards a job that either you are very passionate about, so you will love it even if you may get like underpaid, or if you're down for it, some kind of a manual, some kind of a trade job, carpenter, mechanic, plumber, computer science. These are the fields you want to get into. It's very difficult to automate away a plumber because plumbing is a difficult, it's an intricate job that's not like menial labor, right? Like they will automate fry cooks. You're flipping a burger, you're flipping some fries over it, you're flipping a this, you're flipping a that. Plumbers, every bathroom is generally different. Everything's angled generally differently. You need somebody to go in there and do things specifically. It pays well, good benefits. HVAC is another one. These are the jobs that you're going to want to try to gravitate towards. Not everybody has a dream job. if I was 20, a welder, thank you very much for saying that. If I was 20 years old and when I was 18 and they were like, what do you want to do with the rest? What do you at 18 want to do till you die? Hey, you're retiring in 40 years. What do you want to do? If you can retire in 40 years. 50 years, you'll be working. What do you want to do? Who the fuck knows what they want to do? If you don't know what you want to do a job like that. Because even if at 30 you decide like, hey, I want to switch career fields and you're a welder, you just worked in the industry for 10 plus years, you have a lot of money, you have the ability to and you have the ability to use that money to go back to school for something you might actually want to do. So just make sure that you keep that going on. Yeah, so somebody in the chat says, this dude literally just said jobs are disappearing, LMFAO, Papa, you're wrong here. So I'm objectively correct. I want you to understand that like when you're looking at job creation, it doesn't really factor in job loss as well. Overall, labor force participation rate, which is like people actually participating in labor force, has gone from, I believe, about 90% in the 1990s to about 62.5% today. There are less and less people in the job force. You're seeing technology displace jobs, drive down wages. If you go to any supermarket, you will see 8 self-checkouts with 1 person watching them. That is 7 jobs that are being lost. I know that, and I don't mean to make an example out of you. I know a lot of you guys, like I know that you probably felt really powerful about this because you have a very limited understanding of what's going on in the world, but you probably should try not to operate in a way that embarrasses yourself. Like, take a step back and consider what you're saying. You just be like, hey, I don't think that's true, but it is. I need you to understand this. There's constantly a shift for bigger businesses to automate away your jobs. Factory jobs are closing down in states like Ohio, I believe, that are very factory job specific. I live in an area that's generally pretty robust. If one business goes out of business, the entire landscape isn't going to shit itself. But when it comes down to like factory towns, once that factory is out, the entire economic infrastructure is pretty much shit on. And so now people have to either go into unemployment or they have to go on permanent disability. It's not good for the actual longevity of these towns. It keeps them like static, but it doesn't really like prop these towns up. There's a big issue. There's a big issue. So I just need you guys to understand that these are very real problems. Technology is displacing jobs and driving out wages. And anyway, that's the point that I'm making.
For a long day, you wind down by watching your favorite YouTuber or streamer or TikToker, and you think to yourself, man, I wish that was me. Well, your favorite influencer is aware of this, and some of them are willing to exploit this for their own gain. Within a few years, we've seen a wave of influencers leveraging their fame to create courses that are supposed to teach you how to escape the matrix. But are they really trying to help you escape the matrix, or just bring you into their own matrix?
Okay, I'm going to get into a view. Yes, I understand that the increase of automation is driving down costs of some products, but you have to understand that there's less people with money that can contribute that to the economy, and those people end up going on to welfare in some capacity, which is not good for our society, at least not the way that we operate with welfare.
Now, one thing I want to make clear is I don't necessarily think these courses are scams. A scam would be if you paid for a course and didn't receive anything in return. These courses aren't scams, but 99% of the time, they're just shallow cash grabs that offer little in terms of actual value. And Sneako is the latest in a long line of influencers peddling these dogshit courses to their young fan base and getting rich while the people buying the courses stay poor. Because at the end of the day, the worst financial decision you could possibly make is paying money for a course full of information that you can easily find for free. By the way, I'm Dantavius. How you doing? And I know this isn't my usual...
I like that, though. People have been calling things like this a scam a lot. Like Andrew Tate's scamming people out of this, that. Or that's a multi-level marketing scheme. They offer something. It's just not very good. So you pay whatever you pay. So like, let's say it's $50. You pay like $50 for a month for like Andrew Tate's thing. You're not really getting... Like, it's a very shallow course. I remember watching a video about that. I think Turkey Tom did it, and it's just kind of very basic bullshit. You know, you're getting something, you're getting resources to watch, but it's not something that's like really going to help you in any capacity. And they sell you on an idea more than anything else that if you unsubscribe, you failed. There's a lot of you unsubscribe, you're the reason that you lost. It's very pick yourself up by your bootstraps in that capacity. So, you know,
type of content, but hey, sometimes you got to mix it up, all right? This was originally supposed to be a bigger video about influencer courses in general, but I decided just to focus on Sneako and make it like a shorter video because this man has completely taken over all my social media feeds, and I'm just doing this out of spite. Now, influencer courses...
Wait, hold on a second. We got to watch this again. Look at that! That's me! I just went back to see if one of my videos would be in there. It is.
Aren't anything new. They've been around for years at this point. Everyone from Jake Paul to Graham Stephan to Ninja have come out with some kind of course. But then Andrew Tate came around and flipped the whole game on its head with Hustlers University.
Yeah, brother.
After making it big in the world of cam girl streaming, a business which Tate openly admitted to scamming people in, they decided to move on. After making it big in the world of cam girl streaming, a business which Tate openly admitted to
their business is a total scam, but the authorities cannot stop them. Wow. Well, I mean, I guess you're getting stuff to look at. Commentate W, guys. Hey, guys, I'm Andrew Tate. Porn is really bad for young men. Very toxic. However, I'm going to still sell it because I have literally no moral values. Commentate W, baby.
Scamming people in, they decided to move on to an even more lucrative scam. I mean, business opportunity. Their very own course. Hustlers University has 200,000 members, so they must be offering some scrumptious knowledge for that $50 a month price.
Really quick. Okay, let me know. Please tell me what you're saying is inherently wrong with automation. I feel like you are approaching this in a black and white with a little nuance. Automation is the necessary for the evolution of our society. I agree. I want you to understand something. When I say I want universal basic income, we need to acknowledge that automation is allowing people at the top to siphon our money out and funnel it up to the top. That's why we're seeing massive amounts of wealth disparity and a growing lower class and a shrinking middle class. The reason I'm an advocate for something like some kind of like universal basic income or negative income tax is to take some of that money from automation and distribute it into everybody rather than the top 1% or the top 10th of a 1%. Because automation, technology that makes everybody's lives easier, should do just that, make everybody's life easier instead of just some people's lives easier. That's the point that I've always been making. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear about that, but that's what I'm talking about. Everything has positives and negatives, but that's like the biggest negative. If we don't get control of it, is going to be like the downfall of our society. Truly believe that. Anyway. I didn't want to make this like a big UBI conversation, but I guess I should have clarified that a little bit more, because like if I don't clarify everything I'm saying, obviously some people who haven't seen my takes before aren't gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's my apology for that. Sorry if I came off a little bit aggressive before. Sorry about that. I just had a first cup of coffee for the day. All right. Nah, you weren't really misinterpreting. I think I needed to be a little bit more intelligent about the way I expressed that take. Sorry.
Tag. I got curious and I actually signed up for Hustlers University. I was in there. I was taking the quizzes. I was reading the lessons.
I also signed up for something called Hustlers, but it wasn't like a university. It was just a lot of big tits.
Since I was talking in the Discord, I did my due diligence. And this might surprise you, but it was shit. But I don't want to spend too much time about HU because the focus of this video is Sneako. Just know that it's very basic surface level knowledge that you can very easily learn by going on YouTube for like 5 minutes. That's a common theme with these types of courses. If you can't figure out the shit that's taught in Hustlers University on your own, then you must be mentally deficient or something, and you're probably not going to be rich. Because
well, it's a lot of young men like looking for guidance in life. You know what I mean? It's like that's what it is, and I feel like a lot of them are like, this is the problem, is that we have a horrible dog shit infrastructure to like support people in general. But I feel like a little bit specifically young men in some capacity. And what I mean by that is like there are issues. Men and women both have like other issues. Women's issues are very like forefront, which makes sense because women have like historically been shit on more than men. The problem is the biggest issue facing men, I think, is that there is a drastically higher expectation for men to succeed in society than women. You could say, well, that's the patriarchy's fault. It doesn't matter. Not every man created patriarchy, so we need to stop saying patriarchy. Because when I give hey, men have a problem, and you respond, but the patriarchy, what you're doing is you're saying that somehow those men created the problem that they're in when they didn't. Right? The society exists, and then we kind of fill into that society. And so, like I said before, it's difficult for a lot of people to get jobs, and then like men are a bit disproportionate. Like there's more expectations for them to work and get jobs. And so like they're like, what do? I don't know what to do. They've been telling me to go to college my entire life in high school because they want to, they get, I don't know, they're fucking, like the high school to college pipeline is bizarre. I don't think I've ever heard a story of a guidance counselor sitting somebody down saying, maybe you should be a mechanic. They're always like, you should just go to school for 2 years. Figure it out. Just got to figure that out. Right? And so like, that's one of the issues. And so like, they don't know what they're doing. And then you have Andrew Tate and he's like, hey, here's something. And like, you know, we also have a generation of missing fathers, so they're looking for like a strong father figure, and they look at Andrew Tate, and he's a cool guy with a Bugatti, and he beats people up. So like that's very superficially a man thing to be, and so like I want to be that guy, right? When they just need their own father to be in their life.
You know what rich people don't do? Spend $50 a month on internet courses just because they think the guy who promotes them is cool. But the quality of the course doesn't really matter. What does matter is those sweet, sweet affiliate links.
Oh, yeah,
if you're
brother.
unaware, Hustlers University has an affiliate program, which means
Yes,
that
sir.
anybody who signs up for it gets a link. They then post a clip of Andrew on YouTube or TikTok or Grindr or whatever, and if somebody clicks that link, they get some money. Not
My favorite part was Andrew Tate complaining that people were cutting him out of context in clips, and every clip that he showed was somebody who liked him cutting him out of context. It was like, this is why, it was them saying, this is why we think you're cool. Because you're like, fuck women. And it's like, people take me out of context. Well, yeah, because that's what they get out of your message.
Not only does this make Andrew rich, but it also spreads his name out to all corners of the internet, which makes more people aware of him, which causes more people to click on the affiliate links, which causes more people to join the course,
True.
and so on and so forth. Say what you
Well
will
done,
about
baby.
this guy, but he's very smart in a Machiavellian way. Now, it's only natural that when you have a successful business model like that, you're going to have some people who try to imitate you, which brings me to Sneako.
There's no secret. You don't need Hustlers Academy. You don't need this. If you join my course, don't join a course and expect to learn everything. They're not going to solve your problems. You need to seek out that information for yourself.
Wow. That's a really smart thing to say, Sneako.
To 6 weeks later.
I want to teach you everything I know about how to make money online from the
Damn. Damn. He kind of did it to himself at that point.
back end, from the editing side.
Hey guys, I have a really good way for you to make a lot of money really quickly. Here's what you do. You create a TikTok and you make Papa Gut clips of the funniest Papa Gut moments and you post them on your TikTok and you get big and you become a big clips channel and you monetize it and you keep all that money. It'll work, guys. Try until it succeeds. All right. I have no personal investment in this. That doesn't benefit me at all for you to get me viral on another platform or even this platform in some capacity. So I have nothing invested in it. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that I'm saying this is some kind of like a manipulation tactic. Okay. But, you know, you never know.
After seeing how much of a massive
You never
success
know.
Hustlers University was, Sneako decided to make his own version. Because he is similar to Andrew Tate in many ways, except less rich and less charismatic and less funny and more retarded. And while Andrew Tate is selling you a Bugatti and a yacht, Sneako
Jesus Christ. I don't want a Bugatti. I want a 2024 electric Dodge Challenger. That's what I want.
is selling you a Dodge Charger and a pair of fake Yeezys. Now, Sneako is not...
Bro, there's nothing wrong with the Dodge Charger. I don't like the Charger as much. I like the Challenger. I want like a wide body. Woo!
a businessman, but what he does know is how to create content. And not only that, he knows how to create good content. The man has been on YouTube for almost 10 years, and he's made hundreds of videos. There's no denying that the videos on his main channel are
Was this real that he got hit in the nose, or was this when he faked it? Because I remember he admitted he did like a fake thing where he pretended to get beat up. Isn't the fake one, or is it the fake one?
extremely well made, carefully thought out, beautifully edited, which makes it even sadder that this is what he's known for these days.
So do you feel like for people, depression is a choice?
Yeah. Yes. I'm in bed, man. Get up, pussy. I'm tired of that shit.
Okay.
But this is the type of content that's made him absolutely explode in popularity in the last few months. And
There is a little. It's not depression isn't a choice. There are a lot of underlying reasons to be depressed, but if you got to do your best to like mitigate that. So like sometimes helping to remove your depression is something as little as keeping your room clean. I know that sounds stupid, but getting up, cleaning your room can make you feel like so much better. It's like a little step. So if you're feeling like really depressed and you look around your room and it's a little dirty, clean up your room. Get up out of the bed, clean up your room, do your sheets. You'll feel positive and productive. You'll sleep in like a comfortable place. It'll be good. And you could slowly make steps to improve your life from there. You know, I would do my best to not take medication because I think that comes like with a lot of positive negatives. But if you need medication, do that too. But also try eating better because that can help you a lot with like feeling better.
I think it's gone through his head a little bit, to be honest. Like, this man really made a 50-minute long documentary about himself.
Woo!
You know how fucking narcissistic you have to be to make a documentary about yourself? You know, there's a saying
Hey, I'd do it.
back in the old country, which roughly translates to, he eats his own shit and thinks it's chocolate. I know that's kind of a gross image, but I think you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to say here. The guy has a big ego, and this really comes across in his course, but we're going to get more into that later. The first thing you're going to notice when you dive into the creativity kit is
Is that it's a fisheye lens thing.
how little
That was
thought
cool.
and effort was put into it. The editing is minimal. It's like one take in OBS with the occasional cut here and there. But
True.
the most egregious thing of all
Here you guys go. Here's my OBS. Woo! Sounds like my content, am I right?
is that his fucking Twitch subscriber notification thing keeps going off every 5 seconds.
Get complacent. What that specific. You used to be better. He's complacent. The liberal woke for the fact that he's just destiny.
Hey, he's right about this one.
What that specific. You
Subscriber notification
He's
thing
right about
keeps
this
going
one.
off every 5 seconds.
not get complacent. What that specific. You used to be better. He's complacent. The liberal woke.
Liberal woke. He's right. Sneako, speaking facts. Common Sneako W. Common Sneako W. And an L together. It makes one of these. That's like a... Well, I guess it's almost like half a swastika. Oh, we should probably not do that anymore.
For the fact that he's just destiny. That was a good point. But that's not creativity. Real time. He has never made French Montana. Or this was because I was getting to the truth.
Oh
Most of this course isn't even taught by Sneako himself.
I'm going to play my alert.
Michaela Smith became a member.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to play one more alert because that wasn't the one I thought was in the queue. This one is just like $10.
Isn't SR super chatted $9.
Hey, thanks for the super chat, brother.
Good morning, Papa. Glad to see the Switch was real.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm giving it the old college try.
It's taught by this Arabian Keebler elf-looking gentleman who I guess is Sneako's editor. His name's Musa. And this dude has like a fraction of the charisma of Sneako, so sitting through his portion was kind of a slog. And honestly...
Oh, that's what Andrew Tate does. You buy into his course, and then you watch videos of somebody else giving you advice. This is so low effort. At least do it yourself.
The information he provides isn't even good. Like, he has a few sections about how to go viral on TikTok, and it's basically just him showing you other viral TikToks and saying to copy them. Not exactly groundbreaking stuff. But
if you want like a real way to how to go viral on TikTok, first and foremost, not everybody's going to go viral on TikTok because it's like difficult. You need to be somebody that people give a shit about. You need to be like funny or intelligent or both, just like me, and handsome, just like me. Very beautiful, just like me. Very sexy, just like me. You need to be the most incredible person in the world, just like me. Not everybody can be just like me. All jokes aside, the best way to go viral on TikTok is to stitch other people's content. Or duet it, but stitch other people's content and throw in like a witty, edgy, like silly, not even edgy, but like a witty, funny little joke or be like something and make a lot of that content. Rocket it out. Make 20 videos a day if you have the time and if you enjoy it. Don't do something you don't enjoy, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you're going to be fucking miserable. And then you just keep experimenting with different stuff, and then once it hits off, you kind of gravitate towards that a little bit more, but you always make sure you continuously experiment and don't be afraid to have bad like view videos, because if you don't experiment, you're never going to widen your range. People get locked into or lumped into like one particular category for like their entire career, and they don't really take off, and then they get afraid to make stuff that's like a little bit outside of that, and that ends up like stifling growth. So that's the best way you do it. Most people aren't going to get viral, just letting you know. Yes, steal content and add reactions that adds nothing. That's exactly what you need to do. Yes, thank you. That's a good way to sum up what I just said.
But look, I'm not going to sit here and act like all the information provided was bad. There's definitely some solid advice in there. For example, he sets pretty realistic expectations in saying that your videos are probably going to suck when you first start out.
Absolutely.
And to just stick through it because it might take a while before success comes.
Yeah, you got to like experiment and see what people like, what's good and what's bad, what's cringe and what's not.
There's a few other nuggets of gold in there, but for the most part, the information is pretty general and a lot of it is just anecdotal. It's stuff that's worked for Sneako. When it comes to things that you can actually apply yourself, it's kind of dog shit. Like, there's not really a lot of information on what equipment to use, what editing software to use, how to make a good thumbnail and title, how to edit.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to equipment, this is the thing. When I start, here's my biggest thing. Don't invest in any, if you're doing TikTok virality, you don't really need to invest into any of this stuff. Okay, let me just be explicitly clear. If you won't succeed with bad hardware, you won't succeed. I know that sounds like a dick thing to say. When my first million on TikTok, I had a $180 bullshit Galaxy J3 smartphone. It didn't really matter. The quality will matter. It's like the 80-20 rule. It'll be about 20% of your content. But if you're not going to blow up doing if you're not going to blow up without the hardware, you're probably not going to blow up at all. You know, because people prefer like I guess style or whatever to quality. They prefer good content to good good cameras and whatnot. Peripherals, is that what you would call it? I'm not saying don't invest in that once you get like a little bit of traction, but like you see so many people like invest thousands of dollars into a setup, and their content's garbage because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? So, as far as this equipment wise, I have a computer. I have like an NZ. Well, I have a different computer. It was like $1,500, but some computer for streaming. I got the Samsung Q2. Like I have some like bullshit Walmart microphone. Thing. I should probably get a new webcam. Editing software, I use Wondershare for Filmora. It doesn't really matter. thumbnail and title, I just make them, bro. I like take the simple approach. Picture here, picture there, nice little border. You don't have to be super complicated. It just needs to be clean. People go like crazy. How to edit, you know, I guess I took a game of web design course, but some of these things you could teach yourself online, like from YouTube. And you could like really, you know, let that take off, you know?
It's extremely lacking in what I consider these very crucial areas, and a novice to the YouTube game might not even notice these things, but me, who's, you know, been making videos for a while now, it just stands out so much more. The more I watch this course, the more I realize that teaching people was an afterthought. Aside from the affiliate program, which we're going to get into soon, it seems like instead of teaching people how to successfully monetize their creativity, what he's doing more of is, number one, humble bragging.
Tomorrow, I'm about to fly to Puerto Rico and meet up with this crypto multimillionaire. A lot of people are impressed by the fact that I'm able to talk so fast because I'm challenging people. I'm making people think. It's creative. It's different. It's always changing. And that's why people like it. That's why I can do meetups all over the world, and YouTubers like me can't do that.
And number two, talking shit.
I like that, humble bragging. That's an interesting term. I never heard that before. But that's exactly what that is.
About people he doesn't like.
XQC's a gamer. He will only game. He will never grow. He's not an artist. He found his demographic playing stupid video games.
XQC is rich and has no incentive to do anything differently. I think that once you become very successful financially, you kind of, it tends to stunt your growth because you're not really being confronted with stress in any true or real or meaningful capacity. There are different types of stress. You need stress in your life, enough of it to help you overcome it so that you can become a better person, but not too much that it will overwhelm you. When you get rich, you no longer grow. Sneako's in the same category. One of the biggest issues that like will happen with people in like the manosphere, but also this is something that like super like leftist people do as well, is you get sunlocked into a particular ideology that you cannot divert from, or else you will drastically lose steam. Hunter Avalon's probably a good example of this. He's not a bad guy. You know, he changed from being very conservative to being like a normal person. He's a good guy. But like when you get pushed into like this niche, like if Sneako stops making this type of content, he's going to have a very difficult time being successful doing anything else because nobody really looks at him for his takes. People look at him for the take they're expecting, right? And so like that's one of the problems, and you have to be careful of people like that because like it gets very grift heavy. I mean, like, you know, he referenced Hassan before. Hassan's probably an example of somebody that's very left, that like, you know, the people will expect a specific take from Hassan, and if he doesn't give that take, they'll be disappointed. It is the same thing with Sneako. They're just the opposite side of the same coin, realistically speaking. They're not known for like, I mean, well, Sneako used to be known for critical thinking, but not really anymore, you know?
And
I need to talk faster. Sorry, guys. I'm going to make sure you talk a lot faster. Sneako used to be... I can't talk fast. Sorry.
That's what he will do forever. Destiny, I debated him. He's a centrist political guy or whatever. His audience likes to think that they're smart by hearing.
And Destiny's the kind of guy where you could like him or hate him, but he's not known for... Like, he's known for trying to engage critically in his content. So he can say anything as long as it's an intelligent take, and people will generally respect it. And so you generally can expect more honest content from somebody like Destiny, who is like actually like, he's not known for pandering to a particular side. He's just known for doing his best to get to like the bottom of particular information.
And bring up studies and stuff like that. Hasanabi found a demographic saying the liberal woke bullshit. Yes, right wing. Yes, liberal. And then he gets a bunch of liberals.
Yeah, Sneako's just the opposite of that.
Don't ever want to think differently or challenge their own thoughts.
I think it expresses itself the best when like you could give Sneako an objective COVID statistic and he'll say, I don't really believe in COVID, so it's wrong, and your statistic is a conspiracy theory. But when he talks to somebody like Nick Fuentes, and Nick Fuentes says that like Black and Hispanic people are biologically less intelligent, like their IQs are lower because of biology, nothing to do with systemic racism. And Sneako's response is, well, I don't know if I agree with that. Can you send me a statistic? You found like the biggest issue is that he will disengage with anything that's considered mainstream as a contrarian. But the second you give him a non-mainstream opinion, even if it goes against his like core philosophy or ideology, he's not going to completely like shit on it because he believes in systemic racism and understands these things. But he's so contrary to anything mainstream, but anything that goes counter to mainstream, he's actually more open to listening to it. And that's a huge issue. Like, if you're going to deny objective COVID statistics, at the very least maintain that energy for when somebody says that Black people have lower IQs because that's just how they are genetically. Like, and it's insane that he doesn't. And he's like, yeah, let me see information on that. Why is it that why wouldn't you, if you don't believe in that, why wouldn't you even just say like, I don't care, the information is just a conspiracy, if you're going to say COVID statistics are a conspiracy. And this is why, like, how you know, like, Sneako really is like a bot. He just is he's contrarian to anything that's mainstream. He's just the opposite. He's just an opposite of Hassan. It really is the reality. So,
and they just, yes, you're right. They get happy for the fact that he's just saying what they already think. It's an echo chamber of liberal nonsense. That's not art. That's not creative.
A little bit of a sidebar here, but I find this point absolutely hilarious. Like, the irony is delicious. Sneako is describing exactly what he does, what made him blow up so quickly, all right? He's 100% right about Hassan, by the way, but replace the word liberal with right wing, and that's Sneako.
I would replace it with red pill, and that's Sneako, but yeah.
He says exactly what a certain demographic of people want to hear, and they all spam W Sneako in the chat.
100%.
The lack of self-awareness is fucking beautiful, man. So Sneako calls out XQC, Hassan, and Destiny for not being true creatives, and this is true. They're not true creatives. It doesn't take a lot of creativity to watch somebody else's videos.
Well, I will say, I would give Destiny a little more credit than that, okay, than Hassan and XQC. XQC is admittedly just bullshitting around, watching videos, not giving a fuck. So I can forgive that to an extent. Hassan thinks that he's a very intelligent guy, which he's actually smart, but like a little full of himself. Destiny's a smart guy. Like I do. I mean, like, I just want to be explicitly clear about that. Just because he's bisexual doesn't mean that he's all bad. Only that part of him is bad. Okay, I'm just kidding.
But you know who Sneako did promote as a good example of what people should do?
Don't say Nick Fuentes.
A YouTuber by the name of Sonny Faz. Okay. If you're unfamiliar with who that is, his whole
I was expecting Nick Fuentes.
gimmick is that he watches Andrew Tate and Sneako and other Red Pill videos with his mom, and the mom reacts positively to them. And Sneako brought him on as a special guest in his Discord and held him up as an example of YouTube success. Really, Sneako? Okay. Is this guy creative? No disrespect, but every video this guy...
His mom's definitely creating something right now, if you know what I'm saying.
Makes it the same fucking thing. It's pretty much...
Online sexual harassment is incredible. I'm just kidding.
Everything you said you were against. But
sorry, what did he say? I missed it because I was making such an incredible joke.
But every video this guy makes is the same fucking thing. It's pretty much everything you said you were against. But because he's right-wing, you uphold him as an example of creativity? It's kind of hypocritical, don't you think? Okay, before I move on, I want to say one nice thing about Sonny because I ragged on him a little bit. It was kind of mean, and that's that his mom is hot. So Sonny's mom...
his mom's not bad looking. Yeah,
if you're watching this, you know, hit me up. I'll fly you out. We can share a shrimp cocktail or something. Now, anybody who purchases the Creativity Kit also gets access to the Discord.
Personally, I can't really have shrimp too much. Very high in cholesterol. I was at my doctor a while back, and he's like, yeah, you want to cut down on some of like your red meats and stuff and some of your carbs. And I was like, yeah. I just had a bag of shrimp yesterday. Because, it's better. It's not a lot of carbs in there, not red meat. He's like, are you fucking stupid? He didn't say that, but he's like, why? I said, whoa, relax, brother. I was just trying to eat healthier. He's like, your cholesterol's a little high. Yeah, so? It's all cholesterol. I said, I don't know this. Why do you think I know? I'm not a fucking doctor. Why would I know that shrimp has cholesterol? You don't know that? I don't, dude, it's a fucking underwater bug. I don't even know what a cholesterol is. I know what fat, protein, carbs are. What's a cholesterol? What the fuck is that? What does it look like? What does a cholesterol look like? Why would you expect me to fucking know this? It doesn't make sense, okay? All right? Don't be so fucking mean, bro. What the hell is this?
Which is a community of like-minded individuals who are trying to make it in the social media game. Which sounds pretty great, but why do I need to pay $50 for that? I'm in a couple of different Discord servers right now for YouTubers, and it's a pretty similar vibe, to be honest. People helping each other out, giving each other advice on editing and thumbnails, networking. But one thing I noticed about Sneako's server is that a lot of people are just reposting Sneako's content. It's not exactly what I would call creative. And it's funny because throughout the course, he rags on people multiple times for making content that's too similar to his or to other people.
A lot of people try to copy the 1 minute podcast or try to copy my style. There's always somebody who has the 2018, 2019, like fake deep Sneako type beat videos. It's really predictable from the first
fake deep
few shots of the B-roll because it's really unique to my style. Don't just copy a formula that somebody else laid out.
I'm just sitting on that for a minute because I think that there is a difference between copying someone's content and being inspired by somebody's content. And I guess I don't know exactly where we would draw the line. I don't know what the videos he's referring to are, so I can't be very explicit. But I would hope that he's not just shitting on people who maybe have found him inspiring in the past and they want to make content that's kind of like his because he created a movement. That seems really weirdly condescending. If that's what's happening, I mean, it's possible that I get it's some. I don't know, but that seems weirdly condescending. Also, on the street videos have been done for like quite a while. You know, so my biggest issue with those on the street videos is that like they'll be out there for like hours at a time, and then they'll like put up 10 minutes worth of content, and a lot of times that content is like what you went there looking for. So if like I went somewhere looking for like to make fun of like a particular group of people, and I talked to like 150 people that day for 5 hours. Let's say I wanted to make like a homophobic video about how like I hate gay people, and so I went out and I decided to talk to gay people and like a gay community, and I spent 5 hours there, and I found 10 minutes worth of conversations with 4 gay people that fit the stereotype I was looking to say all gay people fit. That's like that's where a lot of these like types of like on the street content get very, very like uncomfortable, because a lot of times they're going out with a particular idea about the world. They're not trying to educate themselves. They're just trying to show you. They're just trying to show you what they think of like a particular community, and they're just trying to like pander to a confirmation bias that people have. In this instance, it would be people that are homophobic have, rather than just talking to people and being like, "Hey, I talked to people for an hour, and here's everybody I talked to," and like some of them were really cool, and I like learned that maybe these stereotypes are harmful and dangerous if we like forcefully uphold them in this toxic way.
Take bits and pieces that other people have paved, but still use it to be different. Because trust me, you do not want to come off like a copycat. Dare to be different.
Yeah, dare to be different by clipping my videos and posting them on TikTok with 1 million other people. That's what true creatives do. And that brings me to what I believe is the true objective of this course. Affiliate marketing. And it's very similar to Hustle's University. He gets people to post videos about him with an affiliate link, and somebody clicks that link and they get a whole $5. While he gets the remaining $45. Not to mention all the exposure.
That's it, $5. That's the latest $5.
You know, to be honest, I don't really understand why you would participate as an affiliate. You're basically working to make another man rich in exchange for a couple of bucks. And man, that sounds an awful lot like a fucking job. That sure sounds a lot like the Matrix that everybody's trying to escape. But hey, maybe I'm just a negative guy. Maybe I'm just a hater. After all, if you look at the testimonial section of Sneako's Discord, you'll find glowing reviews for this course. People talking about how it changed their lives. It made them better. It cured their diseases. It made them immortal. But what if I told you that Sneako,
signing up,
the king of free speech himself, was deleting negative reviews? Now, I wasn't there for this, but the YouTuber Souls made a very good video on the Creativity Kit, which I suggest you guys all go watch.
Oh, maybe I should have watched that one.
In the video, he says that some people were having technical issues with the course. They weren't able to watch any of the videos because the playback wasn't working. So they asked for a refund, and support basically told the guy to get fucked.
Basically, every product you buy these days allow a full refund if the product doesn't work for you. I can't watch these videos because my internet is bad despite having 100 megabits per second download. And so I cannot gain any value out of them. I've asked everyone all the way up to Musa for a refund, and the response I got was surprisingly rude and unhelpful. So I was forced to file a claim through my bank. It's depressing that you guys chose to run your business this way. There's my testimonial. Watch it get removed because you guys don't unplug kids from the Matrix. You just plug them into your own Matrix. And you know what happened?
Yo, what happened, Bezos? What happened?
Post got removed. The post got removed. The post got removed? But then to come about literally hours later, like a bunch of people were having the same issue. So it wasn't just that guy. So then again, I checked a couple hours later after that, and I see that the message is gone, which confused me. I'm like, where did it go? Their explanation, I've seen a couple people in my comment section as well in that video say that they were mass deleting a bunch of testimonials, and it was just a part of the deletion, accidentally speaking. They can't bring messages back. But, and you know, I don't know if
accidentally deleted it. That feels that there's no way.
If I should give them the benefit of the doubt, but just that image of, yo, there's this negative testimonial and it got deleted. It just looks kind of, it's very hypocritical.
Very
based off of
sus.
his message.
Right. Also, funnily enough, Sneako did not react to that video, when usually he reacts to every video with his name in the title. So I find that funny, you know? I wonder why. Oh, and you thought...
Or he'll at least reference it. Like the Ryan Beard made a video on him, and he at least made like a reference to it, and he just like, they mocked it without watching it. But he'll usually acknowledge it in some capacity.
Thought that was bad? Well, after I already filmed and started editing this video, I came across something interesting. Sneako's editor posted that they're doing a giveaway in which they're giving 2 lucky members 2 free months of Creativity Kit access if they leave a review for the course. If they get enough reviews, the Creativity Kit will get pushed to the front of WAP, which is the website that it's hosted on. I guess on WAP's homepage, it lists the very best reviewed courses at the very top. So basically what they're doing here is buying reviews. I highly doubt anybody who's trying to score 2 free months of the kit is going to leave a bad review. And to be honest, most of the people buying this course course are just Sneako sycophants who are dick riding too hard to realize how bad it actually is. And they're strategically incentivizing that group of people to leave reviews. But this right here should show you just how dog shit this course is if they have to resort to buying reviews. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure is illegal, alright? I'm pretty sure the people leaving these reviews are required by law to disclose that they left a review as part of a giveaway.
Oh, additionally, per FTC regulation, it is required to share that the review is part of an incentive or contest, either in your company's review response or reviewer themselves must mention it. Interesting.
But on WAP, it doesn't display the entire review, only the rating. So it's impossible to disclose that certain reviews have been part of a giveaway or a sweepstakes. It's essentially false advertising. They're attempting to push their course to the front page of this website under false pretenses, and people are going to see the reviews and be like, oh wow, this must be a really good course. Look at all those 5-star reviews. When in reality, it's a 2-star course at best. What the fuck are you guys doing, man? Just make the course better and you'll get good reviews. It's that simple. But I think right now they realize that their course stinks. Oh, and by the way, they said that their goal was to get 100 reviews, and right now they're sitting on a solid 17. Anyways, now that I've torn this course to pieces, I think it's time for me to say something nice. One thing I think is really cool that he did is that in the Discord group, he has these networking meetings that he holds like 3 times a week, where you actually have the opportunity to ask Sneako questions and listen to people who have had success in becoming financially independent. And I think that's awesome, all right? I gotta give credit where credit's due. That's really cool, and a lot of people wouldn't do that. Also, to be fair, I do see that they're trying to put in the effort to improve their course. They're adding new videos, and they're taking criticism into account. For example, I see that they added a video on how to edit like Sneako. Now, is the video great? In my opinion, not really, but at least they're trying, okay? So one day, this might be a good course, but that day is not today, because they released an unfinished product. They basically pulled a Cyberpunk 2077. But hey,
that looks pretty good. I ride my motorcycle.
At least they're trying, right?
In my dreams, because I don't ride a motorcycle. But like, you ever go into your dreams, and then you just die, or something always wrong happens, or you can't punch somebody? That's what happens in my dreams. It's fucking crazy.
Like, a lot of people wouldn't even do that, so shout out to them. That being said, I do not think the course is worth $50 a month, you know, unless you're a giant Sneako fan and want to talk to him a few times a week. But do I think it's a scam? No, not really. It's just a bad product. It's unfinished, it was rushed, and it lacks very basic information. And sure, some of the advice is good, but most of it is anecdotal. If you're actually serious about being a creative and making a career out of YouTube, you're better off spending your money on an editing software or a microphone or something. And you know, people need to stop spending money on these dog shit courses in general, because none of these people whose courses you're buying needed a course to find success. And I think Sneako himself said it best.
Just YouTube it. Do a quick Google search. All the information is at your fingertips. Everything, all the information in human history is right here. This is all right here. You can search up and find out and learn anything right now.
All these influencer courses are the same, man. They make you feel like shit about your life and convince you that the only way that you can be happy is by dropping out of school and becoming an influencer.
That's what you have to do, guys. Drop out of school, become an influencer. Don't do that. It's funny. I would personally, like, if I could go back, because I dropped out of high school, and then I ended up getting my GED, and I went to like college and all that. And I was like a really good student. I was an honors student. I was accelerated. It just, I got to a point where like really I came off my medication for like ADHD, and like I just didn't want to go to school anymore. I had felt like I was finally freed from the trap of fucking medication. But if I could go back and like change that, like I would. I wish I stayed in school. I wish that somebody gave me the guidance to do something like computer related, because I always like computers, like computer science, because that would have been a great thing. Like, I really wish that somebody would have just considered, like, and it's hard because I'm 32, so we're talking about 14 years ago. And so it's like really difficult to be like, oh, why didn't you suggest computers 14 years ago? I feel like 14 years ago we weren't really at that space where we were recommending stuff like that. But that I would change that. I would rather do that than be a content creator, to be honest with you. Well, I don't know if I would have rather done that. I don't know. Like, I like where my life has gone now, and I'm happy doing like my content and doing this. I really am. But like, there's something more how do I say, consistent about doing something like that, like a computer science degree or something like that. And probably like, yeah, it would just be more consistent. It would have been pretty cool. But hey, it is what it is. I'm lucky where I'm at now, so I can't complain too much.
Let me tell you something. We have enough influencers. You know what we don't have enough of? Doctors, engineers,
too many doctors. No, we need more doctors. It's one of the reasons why doctors are so expensive.
Firemen, policemen, and basically everything else that society requires to function.
Hey, HVAC, trade jobs.
That's why everything's so fucked right now, because everybody wants to be famous. Nobody wants to do things that actually matter. And other than that, I don't have much to say. If you guys enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. Check me out on Patreon, and check me out on all of the social media too. God bless.
I should probably Patreon. So. All right, not bad. That was a good video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.